Hey everybody, it's Steve on the Guru Brew. I have an Acer Aspire in here that has a problem. It will not get the internet. The customer redid the operating system from a disk and then brought it to me because the internet no longer works. I've already checked the machine out and I know why. It's because the devices don't have drivers. And I'll describe that more in a minute and how to check that. Perhaps that might be what's wrong with yours too, so let's get started. Okay, so this is the Acer Aspire that I was telling you about that has the device driver problems. Everything works fine on this machine except for the internet, the Wi-Fi, as well as plugging into a direct Ethernet cable still will not allow the internet to come on. If you look down here in the tray, you'll notice that there is a red X on the connection manager on the bottom. I know this camera's probably not picking it up very well. I apologize for that. But what that says is not connected, no connections available. So that tells me right there that this computer probably has a driver problem or a device problem, because I have it connected directly into the Ethernet cable here, and also Wi-Fi is in this building, and it's not giving me any chance to try to connect to anything. So let's go ahead into our start menu. Now this is Windows 7 machine, so just follow along appropriately with that. I'm going to go ahead and click on the start menu here, and I'm looking for the item of computer, and it's right over here on the right side here. Now I'm going to go ahead and use my right hand mouse button. It's this one, not this left one that you're usually used to. We're going to click it with this one on here. So click. And you'll see that this sub menu drops down. You want to use your mouse and go down to, it says properties here. Okay? And then go ahead and just click normally on the properties button here. Click. Okay. So you'll see that this information about your computer window pops up, and this contains all the information about your computer, such as the operating system and the type of processor and how much memory you have in the machine and that sort of thing. What we're looking for inside this window is something called the device manager, and you can see it right here up at the top left. Okay, go ahead and take your mouse and put it up on device manager and go ahead and click on it. Once you do that, a device manager will pop open a window, and it will show you all the hardware that is currently on your machine, and this includes all the little pieces and bits that make this machine work. If you notice as you're looking down through here on this one, that under other devices, let me point to it here so you can see, these two items, the Ethernet controller and the network controller, both have a yellow explanation point on the device itself. And a yellow explanation point means that that device is having trouble with the driver. And that makes sense, because that is our problem, is the Ethernet and the network don't work. You can go ahead and put your mouse on one and click on it, and it will give you more information about that device, and it will allow you to reinstall the device. You can read here that it says the drivers for this device are not installed, so that is the problem. And we can get the drivers from the Acer website, no problem, except the catch-22 is that the Ethernet, the wireless, or the internet in general does not work on this machine. So we're going to have to use a different machine and download these drivers for these two devices on a different machine, use a flash drive to save it, and then put it manually on this computer. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Alright, so we're looking for the drivers for the Ethernet and the network on our Acer Aspire, and it's a good idea to go ahead and get the exact model number of the machine off the back of the computer. And you can see there's a sticker here that has that information. And I've already written down the model number, so I know exactly what I'm looking for when I go to the Acer website. And also you want to make sure that you have a flash drive handy when you do this too. So meet me in the other room. I'm going to get on my HP and look for these drivers. So hang out for that. Okay, well, I am at my Windows 7 machine, and I'm going to go get those drivers that I need for my Acer Aspire. So go ahead and launch the internet here, and we're going to go to the Acer website. So I'm just going to type in Acer in my internet browser here. Okay, so I'm just going to type in Acer here. Now this technique works with other computers besides Acer. You just don't have to have an Acer for these driver techniques to work. Here's what I'm looking for right here, the driver and manual. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. All right. Okay, so here's the Acer website. I'm going to go ahead and click on the support tab here. And here I'm looking for the drivers and manuals here. Just click on that. And you have to tell it what kind of product that you have, and that's, remember what I wrote down. I have the Acer Aspire. So I'm going to go ahead and pick in this list here. I have a notebook Aspire. And I have the Aspire 5336. I'm going to come on down. 5336 is here. And there it is here. And you have to tell it what kind of operating system you have, and I'm using a Windows 7 64-bit, which is this one. And if you're unsure about what if you have 32 or 64-bit version of an operating system, you can also find that information when you right-click My Computer. It'll all be there. So now that I have my computer picked out and my operating system, I can now look through this list of drivers that they supply to me. And remember, I'm looking for the Ethernet and the network driver. And this can be a little bit of a challenge sometimes if you don't know the exact hardware that's in your machine. Let's go ahead and just look on down through here and see if we can find what we're looking for. Here's two different wireless LAN drivers, and it could be either one of these. Depending on when they made this machine, it could have a Broadcom or it could have an Atheros card in it. And you can see that there's only one type of LAN card here. So I'm going to go ahead and download this because this is the local area network, and so I know that this is the right one. So I can click the download link here. And I'm going to go ahead and, I've got a flash drive sitting here. I'm going to go ahead and plug it in. And I'm going to wait for this flash drive to come up. Now I've already made a folder on this flash drive called Acer Aspire. And that's going to be the folder I'm going to put these two drivers in when I get them. And I'll show it to you here. Here's the folder I made, and you can see it's empty. So I'm going to go ahead and navigate to that with Save As. Here's my removable disk here. And here it is, the folder. So here's the LAN Broadcom driver. I'm going to save it. So it's going to take a few minutes. And while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and take those other two drivers too. I could go back to that computer and see what kind of hardware I have for the wireless LAN, but I'm just going to go ahead and download them both. for now, and then when I get over back to the machine I can decide which one. Chances are it's a Broadcom, but I'll download them both like I said. So let's go ahead and get this one too. And I'm going to put it in the same folder that I just put that other one. Okay, it's asking me if I want to save it now, and it's a zip file, so I'm going to save as. I'm going to go back to that folder, which it's already there. Save. And there's one more, that other one. Close this. I'm going to go ahead and get this one too while I'm here. Save as. And I'm still putting it in that folder, and you can see that they're marked what they are. Save. Okay, so I have 3 downloads that are going into this flash drive that I have here, and as soon as they finish I will be back. Okay, you're looking at my download manager now, and you can see that I've got all 3 items here now saved on my little flash drive here. So I'm going to go ahead and close everything up and take the flash drive out of the drive here. Don't forget to unmount these. So many people pull the drives straight out without unmounting it properly. What you're supposed to do is right click the device and then eject it here. If you fail to do this, there's a chance you can scramble the data, and it's happened to me more than once, so just be warned that you should eject the drive. Okay, I'll meet you over at the Acer now that we have our drivers. Okay, so we're back to the Acer again. Here's the flash drive that I used to save this information on. So it is just a matter now of going ahead and plugging in my flash drive and calling up these files that I just saved. I'll do the network one first. Just waiting for this device to come up. Here. There's the folder I made. And here's the LAN, and then there's the 2 wirelesses. Let's do the LAN one first. Now this is all zip, so I'm going to have to right click and extract this before I can run it. So I'm just unzipping right now. Fairly large file size for a LAN driver. 163 meg just for that. It's kind of unusual actually. Usually some of the larger drivers would be for your video cards. If you're having video card issues, this is another common technique that you can use for that as well. But you really don't have to use another computer. You can use the one that has the problem with video, because you know, you can still download. I'll be back as soon as this finishes. It still has 2 minutes left. Okay, I went ahead and unzipped that folder, and now I've come back to my device manager like I showed you before, and I'm ready to install that network driver. And the first one would be the Ethernet, so let's go ahead and click on it here. And right here it says update driver, so I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to browse for that folder that I just unzipped. Here it is here. Okay, you can just use this button here to browse, and then click next. And you can see it's installing my driver, and it's already finished. Wow, that was fast. So let's click close here, and we'll close this one too. Now look at this list. You'll notice that the Ethernet controller is missing from this list, which means it's now working. In fact, look, it's moved it up to here, and there's no yellow explanation point on it, so that's good. So now we only have one more to fix here. But we can fix that one by going to the internet or doing the same thing we just did. Let's try that again. The same thing. I'm going to go back to my flash folder that we downloaded all these programs onto. Let's see if I can find it here. There's a removable. And there's the folder. And remember, there's two different ones. I'm not sure which one it is, but I have a feeling it's the Broadcom one. Let's try it first. I'm going to go ahead and right click, and extract all. Extract these. This one's a lot smaller than that other one. So a lot of times it's just hit and miss on the drivers and trying to figure out what works. Sometimes you might install the wrong driver, and sometimes you might get it right the first time. You just have to keep trying and use all the ones they give you for your model. Okay, so it's opened this one up to us. It looks like there's a setup file inside this one. Let's try the setup file. Yes. A lot of times if you have the wrong driver, it will tell you that you have no hardware to match it, and then it will abort. So that's another good way that you can find out which one will or will not work. It looks like this is going ahead and installing. If it's worth working or not, I don't know yet. But we'll soon find out if this yellow explanation point goes away. It's not even finished yet, and I just noticed that this list refreshed, and look, the yellow explanation point's already gone. Let's close everything up here, all our little windows. Okay, it says it has to restart here, but look on this list. Nice and clean, no yellow explanation points. So it wants us to restart, so we're going to go ahead and finish that and let it do its thing. I'll be back as soon as this thing comes back on. Okay, our Acer Aspire is almost fired back up here after the restart when we install our drivers. We can go ahead and take that flash drive out now. We're not going to need that anymore. All we have to do now is make sure that both internet functions work, our Ethernet as well as our wireless network, and we'll be able to tell that here real quick. I still have my network wire plugged in, so we'll go ahead and check the internet right now with our Internet Explorer here. So look at that, we've got a web page. That's good. So that's working well, the Ethernet cord. Let's go ahead and see if the wireless is now working. We're going to come over here to the system tray, and I'm just going to poke around in here and go to the network tab here, and I'm going to open it and see if it can see a wireless network here. So it might take a few minutes to find all the wireless networks in this building and around us. So let's go ahead and see if there's a network that's working, or it will pick up a network, and that'll tell us our Wi-Fi is working. Let's go to connect to a network and see if it lists them. Look at that, a whole huge list of networks. I'm not going to connect to a network because this isn't not my computer, and I don't want my passcode in this computer, but I'm convinced that this computer has now worked, and you can double check it one more time by going to System Device Manager and checking. So again, you click on the Start menu, go to Computer, and use your right hand mouse button, click, go on down to the Properties here, click, and then go up to where it says Device Manager here, click. and look for signs of problems with yellow exclamation points. And also red X's are used to show that there's device problems or they're disconnected. You can see that I have a clean bill of health on this, no more yellow exclamation points. And if I were to open up underneath network adapter, you can see that there's my two devices there. So that is how you do it. That is one way to install device drivers on a not working internet system such as this. You know, it's a catch-22. If you need the drivers, but your internet's not working, you have to use another computer to get the drivers. So that's the trick of it, is to write down the model number, go to the manufacturer's driver website and download them and just install them. So thanks for watching. I hope you got some use out of this video. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, give us a comment. We'll see you next time. Bye for now. Hey guys, this is Steve. Thanks for watching. Hey, don't forget to subscribe if you like this video, and be sure to rate and comment. See ya.